I was on Spotify for about 3 years. It's a great app, probably the best music streaming service out there. But a couple months ago I switched to YouTube Music. Not because Spotify was bad, not because I hate it, but because of one simple reason that actually made sense for how I use my devices. Today I'm breaking down why I switched, what's better about YouTube Music, what I actually miss from Spotify, and who should use which service. This isn't about which one is better, it's about which one makes sense for you. Let me start by saying I like Spotify. I use it for 2 to 3 years and it's generally a good service. The layout is clean, the UI is intuitive, you know where everything is, navigation is smooth, everything just flows. But what Spotify does really well, and this is where it shines, recommendations. Tailored playlists based on what you listen to, new releases from artists you follow or you listen before more than once. Discover weekly showing you music you actually like. Spotify felt like it understood my music taste. It will show me new songs, new artists, recommendations that actually match what I was into. That algorithm is legitimately good. I didn't have any serious frustrations with Spotify. It worked well, the app was stable, music quality was good, offline downloads worked perfectly, no real complaints. So if Spotify was working fine, why switch? Here's the thing. I'm already paying for YouTube Premium. I watch YouTube daily for learning, entertainment, background videos while I work. As a creator, I'm on YouTube constantly uploading, checking analytics, engaging with content. YouTube Premium also includes YouTube Music. I was paying for Spotify separately when I already had access to a music streaming service through my YouTube subscription. It just didn't seem logical to pay for two music services when I could cut one subscription. Even though Spotify is better as a pure music app, the financial logic made sense, consolidate. So a couple of months ago I made the switch, cancelled Spotify, started using YouTube Music full time. Let me be clear, YouTube Music is not better than Spotify as a music app, but it's good enough for what I need. It's a simple good music app. You have your playlist, your songs, you can download them for offline listening. The basics are all there and they work. The integration with YouTube is nice. If I'm watching a music video on YouTube, I can easily save it to my YouTube Music library. There's a connection between the two services that makes sense. What do I miss? Navigation through the interface. Spotify just felt smoother, more intuitive. YouTube Music is fine, but it's not as polished. The tailored recommendations, Spotify was really good at this. YouTube Music has recommendations, but they are more basic. Spotify felt like it really understood my taste and kept evolving with what I listened to. Showing you stuff based on what you liked and listened to, Spotify excelled here. New releases from artists you follow, playlists that match your mood, discover weekly that actually introduce you to music you love. YouTube Music has some of this, but it's not as refined. The recommendations exist, but they are not as good. For me, YouTube Music is enough because I'm not obsessed with discovering new music constantly. I have my playlist, I add songs I like, I listen while working. It does what I need it to do. And here's the key. I'm not paying for YouTube Music separately. I'm paying for YouTube Premium because I use YouTube daily. YouTube Music is included, so it's not YouTube Music versus Spotify at the same price. It's getting YouTube Music as a bonus with YouTube Premium. Will I ever go back to Spotify? Maybe sometime, but it's not something I'm thinking about seriously. It's not something I need that I can live without. Spotify is better as a dedicated music service, but YouTube Music is good enough for how I use music. As background while I work, workouts, playlists for different moods, listening to music I already know I like. If I was someone who loved discovering new music, who spent hours curating playlists, who was obsessed with finding new artists and songs, I'd probably go back to Spotify. But that's not me. So who should use Spotify and who should use YouTube Music? Let me break it down. To Spotify, if you value new features, Spotify is constantly adding new ways to discover music, new playlist types, new social and AI features. They are innovating in the music streaming space. If you are obsessed with tailored playlists and recommendations, Spotify's algorithm is legitimately the best in the business. It learns what you like and keeps getting better at recommending music. If you want to keep up with your favorite artists, Spotify notifies you when artists you follow release new songs, new albums, new content. You are always in the loop. If music discovery is important to you, Spotify makes it easy and fun to find new music that matches your taste. If music streaming is your primary need and you want the best experience, Spotify is the way to go. It's better as dedicated music app. Choose YouTube Music if you need something simpler. You want to make playlists, listen to your songs, maybe get some basic recommendations. YouTube Music does all that fine. If you are already paying for YouTube Premium, this is a big one. If you watch YouTube a lot and you are paying for Premium to get rid of ads, you already have YouTube Music. Why pay for Spotify on top of that? If you are a creator like me, I'm on YouTube constantly uploading, tagging, engaging with my channel. YouTube Premium makes sense for me, and YouTube Music comes with it. If you watch a lot of music videos or live performances, YouTube has the biggest library of music content, official releases, covers, live performances, rare recordings. YouTube Music gives you access to all of that. Here's the thing people miss, it's not just Spotify versus YouTube Music as standalone music apps. It's, do you need YouTube Premium for other reasons? YouTube Premium is 9.99 euros a month. You get ad-free YouTube, background play, downloads and YouTube Music included. Spotify is 8.99 euros a month for just music. If you are using YouTube daily anyway, YouTube Premium makes more sense. You get everything YouTube offers plus music streaming. If you only care about music and don't watch much YouTube, Spotify is the way to go. So that's why I switched from Spotify to YouTube Music after years. Spotify is better as a pure music streaming service, better recommendations, better discovery, more polished app. But for me it made more sense to use YouTube Music because I'm already paying for YouTube Premium, one subscription instead of two. And YouTube Music is good enough for how I use music. This isn't about which service is better, it's about which service makes sense for your situation. If music is your primary focus, Spotify wins. If you are already in the YouTube ecosystem, YouTube Music is the logical choice. The best streaming service is the one that fits how you actually use your devices and services. Not the one with the best algorithm or the most features. The one that makes sense for your life. That's my take on Spotify versus YouTube Music. Let me know in the comments which one you use and why. See you in the next one.